When an erection fails after the age of 60, it's not just an annoying detail of aging. It is a clear sign that circulation has lost strength. The blood that should fill the penis with enough pressure meets barriers along the way, hardened vessels, narrowed arteries, plaques that block the passage. At this point, many men start to lose confidence, believing there is no way out. But there is a way out, and it may be much closer than it seems. Research shows that the combination of extra virgin olive oil and fresh lemon has the ability to act directly on these barriers. Together, they work as a natural formula capable of cleansing the vessels, increasing nitric oxide production, and restoring vitality to blood flow. In other words, better circulation, more firmness, more strength. This detail changes everything, because what seemed like just an intimate difficulty is, in fact, a silent warning from the body that the arteries are crying for help. When circulation starts flowing again, the difference is not only noticeable in bed, but also in energy, memory, and daily vitality. If you've made it this far, check right now if you're already subscribed to the channel. Here, you'll always find clear and practical explanations to restore your intimate health and confidence. And I want you to take part. Write in the comments which word makes more sense for your life today, strength or energy. This way, besides showing your commitment, you'll also inspire other men who are facing the same challenge. After 60, the body no longer responds with the same speed as before, and the main cause lies in the blood vessels. They are like tubes that carry life to every part of the body, but over time they lose elasticity, become stiffer, and start to accumulate fat and debris. This silent process is called atherosclerosis, and it is what reduces the strength of circulation. Think about it. The heart keeps pumping, but the blood faces a narrow path, full of obstacles. In the muscles, the result is fatigue. In the brain, memory lapses. In the intimate organ, the consequence is direct. Weak, short, or even absent erections, not because desire has disappeared, but because the blood flow that should fill the cavernous bodies simply doesn't arrive with enough pressure. This is the point where many men believe that age has taken away their potency. But the truth is different. It is not age that destroys erections. It's the vessels that can no longer perform their function. And the most important detail is that this process can be slowed down and even reversed with the right habits and nutrients. When you start restoring flexibility to the arteries, the entire body benefits. The heart works with less effort, the brain receives more oxygen, and circulation to the extremities becomes stable again. That's why unclogging the vessels is the first step to regaining vitality, and of course, bringing back the firmness that once seemed lost. If this content is making sense to you, leave your like on this video. This simple gesture shows that you value clear information and also helps more men receive this essential knowledge. When a man passes 60, it's not just physical strength that changes. What happens silently is a process inside the arteries. Once elastic and flexible, they begin to lose the ability to expand. It's like the pipes of an old house, once smooth and clear, starting to accumulate rust and fat deposits. The result is inevitable. The passage of blood narrows, and the pressure that should reach the intimate organ dissipates along the way. That explains why many men report the same pattern: unusual fatigue, memory lapses, and above all, increasingly unstable erections. It's not that desire has disappeared. The truth is simpler and harsher. The fuel doesn't reach where it's needed. The heart pumps, but circulation can't overcome the rigidity and blockages formed over decades of poor diet, sedentary lifestyle, and chronic inflammation. Science has already confirmed this inconvenient detail. The vessels that supply the penis are much thinner than those that feed the heart. This means that any buildup, however small, appears first in intimacy. What many men interpret as lack of potency is nothing more than a warning from the body that the arteries are asking for help. And here's the most interesting part. Although aging is inevitable, the collapse of circulation doesn't have to be. Through specific nutrients and the right choices, it is possible to restore flexibility to the arteries and reestablish blood flow. And this is exactly where simple solutions, like the combination of olive oil and lemon, begin to show their power. Among all the foods found in the kitchen, lemon seems the simplest. Small, acidic, inexpensive. But inside, it contains a powerful biochemical load capable of changing the way blood flows through the arteries. The secret lies in two main forces: vitamin C and flavonoids. Vitamin C is not just an ally of immunity. In the circulatory system, it acts as a trigger for nitric oxide production, the molecule that relaxes blood vessels and allows blood to flow with less resistance. It's like opening a gate that was stuck, suddenly releasing the current. When this happens, organs that were lacking oxygen and nutrients are nourished again. Flavonoids, on the other hand, work like an invisible cleaning crew. They reduce the oxidation of fats that stick to artery walls, help dissolve small plaque buildups, and ease the chronic inflammation that silently erodes vascular health. The effect is not as immediate as a chemical drug, but with daily repetition, the body begins to respond in layers. First, less fatigue, then greater mental clarity, and finally the intimate improvement that so many men thought was gone forever. Have you realized how circulation is the foundation of everything? When blood doesn't arrive, erections fail, energy drops, and even the willingness to connect in a relationship decreases. That's exactly why I prepared my digital book, Rediscovering Intimacy: Healthy Sexuality After 60. Inside, I share practical guidance to reignite desire, rebuild confidence, and turn small adjustments into real results for your intimate life and your relationship connection. The link is in the first pinned comment, and there you can start this step-by-step right away. Another detail often forgotten is the interaction of lemon with the liver. By stimulating the natural detoxification of this organ, lemon helps eliminate excess cholesterol circulating in the blood. Less cholesterol means fewer blockages, and fewer blockages mean more blood flow where it is most needed: the heart, the brain, and of course, the organ responsible for erection. It's fascinating to think that something as common as a lemon can act in so many ways at the same time, reducing inflammation, cleansing, and creating space for blood to circulate vigorously again. But it is precisely in this simplicity that its strength lies. What seemed like just a sour fruit is, in practice, a natural tool to restore elasticity to the vessels and revive male vitality. On their own, olive oil and lemon already provide remarkable benefits to the body, but when combined, they create a simple and surprising formula. It is in this union that circulation finds a real chance for recovery. The logic is clear. Olive oil supplies antioxidants and healthy fats that protect the arteries, while lemon acts as a catalyst, enhancing absorption and stimulating the dilation of blood vessels. The result is not just theoretical. It can be felt in daily life. The preparation is straightforward. Simply mix 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil with the freshly squeezed juice of half a lemon. This combination should be taken on an empty stomach, when the stomach is clear and the body is more receptive. At that moment, the liver activates its natural cleansing processes, while the circulatory system receives an immediate signal to open pathways for blood flow. The secret is consistency. Someone who tries it for just 1 or 2 days will hardly notice a difference. But by maintaining the habit for 2 or 3 weeks, layers of transformation begin to emerge. Digestion becomes lighter, bloating decreases, energy throughout the day grows, and most importantly, vessel stiffness begins to ease. That's when the impact on erection is revealed. With freer blood flow, firmness returns naturally. Technical details also make a difference. The olive oil must be extra virgin, cold-pressed, to preserve the polyphenols and vitamin E that act directly against arterial oxidation. The lemon must be fresh, never from bottled juice, to ensure the full presence of vitamin C and flavonoids. Even the ratio matters. Too much lemon can irritate the stomach, while reducing the olive oil eliminates part of its protective effect. From the outside, it may look like just a homemade recipe, but anyone who understands how circulation works realizes that this small mixture is a strategic adjustment. It acts in the morning at the body's first contact with nutrients and prepares the ground so that each meal of the day is metabolized more efficiently. What seems like just a glass with 2 ingredients becomes a daily reinforcement for vascular health and intimate vitality. After the age of 60, something happens inside the body that few men immediately notice. The arteries begin to change their behavior. In youth, these vessels are flexible, able to expand and contract like elastic bands. This ensures that blood reaches every organ with enough pressure. But as decades pass, that elasticity diminishes, and what was once an open pathway becomes a narrow corridor, full of invisible blockages. The main culprit is atherosclerosis, a silent process where fats, debris, and calcium accumulate on the inner walls of the arteries. Over time, these deposits form plaques that narrow the passage, more and more. The heart may keep pumping strongly, but blood encounters obstacles and loses force along the way. This weakening of circulation shows up in several areas of the body. The brain receives less oxygen, and memory begins to slip in small details. Muscles take longer to respond, bringing fatigue at the wrong times. And the penis, which depends on vessels even thinner than those of the heart, is the first to reveal the problem. Erections that once came naturally now become uncertain, weak, or fail to happen at all. It is a cruel detail of biology. Penile vessels, being so delicate, are like sentinels of the cardiovascular system. When they fail, it's a warning that the entire body is already suffering from loss of vascular elasticity. What many men believe to be simply age-related impotence is actually an early signal that the circulatory network is crying out for help. The good news is that this weakening is not irreversible. Science has already shown that even after 60, it's possible to restore part of the lost flexibility to the arteries. The key is to reduce inflammation, clear fat deposits, and improve the vessel's ability to relax and expand. When this happens, blood flows strongly again, and vitality, whether in memory, energy, or intimacy, begins to return. The protagonists are the polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that act as guardians of vascular walls. They prevent cholesterol particles from oxidizing and turning into hard plaques that clog arteries. It's as if they created a protective film that preserves elasticity, allowing vessels to expand as blood flow increases. In addition, olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, mainly oleic acid. This type of fat has an almost paradoxical effect. Even though it is an oil, it helps reduce bad cholesterol and increase good cholesterol, which acts like a sweeper of deposits in the arteries. The result is cleaner, less inflamed, and far more efficient circulation. Another often overlooked point is vitamin E present in olive oil. This nutrient works like a shield against free radicals, which accelerate cell aging and stiffen vessels. With vitamin E, blood maintains its fluidity, and tissues receive more oxygen and nutrients. That's why, in Mediterranean populations, older men still show surprising physical and sexual vitality. In the intimate context, the impact is direct. Erection is not magic, it's physics. It requires pressure and vessels able to open quickly. If blood doesn't reach its destination, rigidity doesn't happen. And this is exactly why extra virgin olive oil is so valuable. By preserving vascular health, it ensures that blood has a clear path to the organ that depends most on microcirculation. Unlike artificial medication, olive oil does not force an immediate result. It acts as a long-term ally, addressing the root of the problem. Each daily spoonful, repeated consistently, reconditions arteries, reduces inflammation, and gradually restores vitality. It's such a simple solution that it almost seems unlikely, but precisely for this reason it has been passed down through generations as a secret of longevity. The mixture of olive oil and lemon is not a miracle in a glass. It is a habit, a natural trigger that, when repeated, creates space for circulation to regain its strength. The body is like a river system. If the banks are clean, the current flows, energy circulates, and every part receives what it needs. But if the channel narrows, everything stagnates. At this point, small daily gestures determine whether life after 60 will be marked by vitality or by limitations. Ignoring the signals is like letting rust spread across a bridge. It doesn't collapse in a single day, but each silent crack weakens the structure until one day it gives way. The penis that no longer hardens as before, the memory that falters, the fatigue that arrives too early. All these details are just external manifestations of the same internal problem: compromised circulation. Adopting the olive oil and lemon formula is a starting point, but it does not walk alone. It truly works when combined with smart choices: fewer fried foods, more fresh produce, regular walks, and restorative nights of sleep. Together, these factors build the foundation for the body to keep responding, even after decades of wear. In the end, the decision is always personal. Either you continue believing that time is unbeatable, or you choose to fight with the weapons nature itself provides. And it is this choice that separates those who simply age from those who mature with vigor. If you've made it this far, it means you truly care about your intimate health and want to regain control of your vitality. That's why I invite you to subscribe now to the channel. Every week here, I share straightforward explanations and natural solutions to transform your health. Also, make sure to like this video, because that helps spread this message to other men who need to hear what you've just heard. And if you want to keep going, don't stop here. Explore the other videos on the channel and discover new ways to strengthen your circulation, your energy, and your confidence. I am the doctor who has been with you until now, and I thank you for your presence. Take care of your health, keep your strength, and I'll see you in the next video.